Human farms are cropping up everywhere today. Herd in. Come see the wonders of this wondernarium. Go on, wander in your ones and twos, stepping on each other's shoes, falling over yourselves on account of all the booze. You're like a collective cruise trudging up and down a set of attractions. They're logged in order of your anticipated satisfaction. Succumb to the allurement of a premium package, of a further tour. For a further 4 coins, your eyes can join a long line to spy some more of what we all came here for. Where do you think we learnt to queue like that? At times like this, the collective conscience weighs on me like a thick gas. They say it queues not to pay. Maybe someday soon food banks will have a priority lane. Maybe someday food chains will feed something other than chain stores. I can sense a change in the force of this taste war. Sensationalized flavors faked to savor savory thoughts. And who is it that's making a still of terror? It's like we're all calling for a Cobain photographer. Someone prepared to end it all with one shot. Silence a despot. Put Katrina back in her teapot. Who can convince us that empowerment develops printed out of a Polaroid slot? Say cheese and cry. Selfies at commemorative events help to dispense of our insecure sense of where a self is meant to be taken. To the point of being obligatory. Distill your worry. Don't leave it out of the frame. It really summed up what we all wanted to say. Mental health services serve to shape us into vending machines. With a little coin slot for a mouth, just pop in the allotted amount and I'll see you again in a month. A coin-operated service user shop front. But what are they hoping to buy? Time? Pills paying off for societal ills like laying offs, jilts and coughs and slumped over shoulders, left over from being left out of the equation. Weighed up and then weighted out on a list, once deemed not to be a risk, to yourself or to others. Sedated single mothers, ladies in waiting behind bathroom cupboards. However, it seemed that Samantha wasn't built for the kind of physical interaction that she encountered at the Global Tech Fair, which this year, for want of any to be found in attendance, instead had to focus on artificial intelligence. Why didn't he tell them detest was on the ballot? Didn't seem to think it necessary to tell them molest was on the ballot. Civil unrest? That's on the ballot. Grotesque? On the ballot. I hear slavery's coming home to roost. It's getting pulled back from China by a noose.
System activated.
I wonder if they'll dip them in chlorine before they leave the factory. Just cover your head as you walk under the dripping nets hung below the windows of every dormitory. They say when a fox comes for the hens, it kills everyone it finds in the pen before weighing up what its belly can fit in. Well, crowded pens and think tanks were thought up by men of similar ranks. Statistics you can bank on. Eggs you can count on. Piled up in boxes wrapped in anything but red. Oh, for the days when they'd line everything with lead. I hear they've been putting leaflets under the doors of survivors. Well, just look at who now's avoiding eye contact. Talk about remote support. Chosen means of communication, the flaw. Isn't it funny how the first signs of depression mimic the act of neglect, just as expressions of pain are made out as the threat? There are still ashes blowing over us when the trains go past. We saw children being dropped from the building. We're being covered in the ash of our dead friends and relatives. I'm sorry to have to come back here again. Paint ain't finished stripping off this mammoth wall. Cladding, flapping, lacquered, smack bang in the middle of a framed picture of a disaster in situ. Crisis calling back after having earlier missed you. Misused tissue spent on a grief from when you knew how to be a recluse. Brave soldier leading a crowd out of abuse. Lift truth with a noose. Loose cannons will sound in the day when tomorrow's truths finally get let loose. Shit. Wrong fused.